Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 13 of Timeliner, my progression-logged Ironman series, where I'll be exploring the world of Runescape, one game update at a time, only with the gear and skills available up until this point. Do you smell that? It's the sense of adventure in the air. After running in a bit of a math problem at the end of the last episode, I found myself in a tough spot. I must have miscounted somewhere, because I firmly believed that all of my remaining quests would grant just enough quest points to unlock Legends quest, but I was off by 2. And the next quest after it would be the reworked Rune Mysteries, the very first quest of RuneScape 2. So not too far away in a sense, but a bit unfitting for the order. So I've decided to shift it around and do the Rune Mystery quest right now, but pretend I never learned the ancient mysteries of crafting magical runes. Use stone on bigger stone. Cool. And just like that, the quest counter jumped by 2, clearing off the quest point requirement of Legends quest. But that still leaves quite a few other tasks on the table. 7 more skills require our attention before we can tackle the final challenge of classic RuneScape. Let's jump right in with agility. Starting at level 39, we are just 65k XP away from 50, or around 379 laps on our highest available course, the Barbarian Outpost. At least we gained some retrospective upgrades. The XP of this course was increased by roughly 16% in 2016, so we need a couple of fewer laps. Aside from this one, and the starter course in the Gnome Stronghold, we only get the option to go to the Wilderness course in Classic, but that requires 52 agility, maybe at some point in the future. And right around now, I've made a bit of a mistake. This guy here in the middle occasionally catcalls us to check something out. And while I knew he was not an NPC in Classic, my curiosity got the better of me, accidentally stumbling into the 2011 minigame, The Pit. And I really tried to get out of here, I promise. But every teleport was disabled, so I figured I had to play this now and gained about 6 laps worth of XP from it. Account ruined yet again, but the skilling outfit will be gone at least. Now let's resume our run, and through the power of editing, this 5-hour ordeal went by quite quickly. First out of 7 skill checks down. And we can even make use of our new agility levels right away, as once again crafting is on the menu, meaning running silver ore from the Alkarid mine towards its furnace, to turn it into unstrung holy symbols. A big, hearty 50 crafting fee makes this go by really quick. As quick as 1100 of those can get. And making good use of our location, we run a few more times between the bank and the furnace to turn our remaining steel bars into mighty cannonballs. While the multi-cannon is still a bit out of reach, it cannot hurt to smelt some ammo already. While it gives much sheer smithing XP out of each steel bar, it is still quite worth it in the future. I hope, at least. And that's the last of them. Around 4000 bolts. Not bad at all. But 4 smithing levels are still missing. Guess we'll finish these the good old-fashioned way, by mining some iron and coal, smelting more steel bars, and turning them into dart tips for quick fetching XP. The keen observers might have noticed that these are quite the odd-looking dart tips in my inventory. My mic was muted while recording this, after I initially noticed my mistake, around 400 steel bars too late, so this video will luckily remain PG-13. But that is 50 smithing. The next requirement down. Man, we are flying through these levels. And we can continue straight away, turning from good honest labor to stealing money from the pockets of the nearby guards. Stealing straight back from them the money they take out of the game with a GE tax. That surely justifies the 1084 crimes we are about to commit, and the many more attempted ones. But that is 50 thieving, and some amount of coins richer. I did get the occasional double pickpocket loot, thanks to an update from 2010, giving agility some benefits to other skills. But coins have been changed so often at just about every point of the game, with items having vastly different buy and sell prices, no change in stock availability, loot rebalancings, death costs. I kinda ignore all these changes so far, so I'm not going to pick through the additional coins this change brought us, and we'll just take it as it is. With that out of the way, say hello to these lovely chaos druids. Hundreds will have to die to fuel our herblog grind. without farming or Slayer, that really was a rough skill. And some absolute madman actually hit 99 before the release of Legends Quest. How? I do not know, but that must have been expensive. We however only need to jump from 30 to 45. But before that, there's finally 50 defense. That means rune armor. So a slight intermission. Hello Champions Guild vendor. Give me my rightful Dragon Slayer rewards. Rune. Only body and legs though. While tempting, other rune items were not in stock back then. Back to the grind. We roughly need 48k XP to hit level 45. And of all the herbs they drop, only 6 of them will be usable until then. But of these, 2 will have to stop with the cleaning process. Tarumin needs limp words, which I cannot farm either, and Irid is cleanable at level 40, but requires 45 to be turned into super attack potions. Which leaves just 4 herbs that can be turned into potions. On average, one of these 6 herbs gives 43-ish Herblo XP, with Tarumin and Irid dragging down the average quite a bit. This sets the goal to about 1100 herbs needed, and then the process of procuring secondaries adds onto the grind. Many unicorns were harmed in the making of this video. Enough to bring us to 60 attack, a new tier of weapons. Up from the original 50 attack, we get access to dragon weapons, 2 of which were actually in the game by this point. A dragon battle axe, viable within the Heroes Guild, and a longsword from the marketplace in Sunderist. After completion of Lost City, exchanging a large chunk of our cash stack, we can trade our pretty blue blade against a fearsome red one, allowing us to slaughter unicorns in the exact same amount of hits. Astonishing. At least Snapegrass was gathered ethically. In the end, we came quite close to the estimate, and those were the final yields. Prayer Potion, doing Lord Saradomin's work, almost 100 XP from the grimy herb to the finished potion. The next time we need more Herblo XP, we'll have farming unlocked, making this much more bearable. Please don't ask about my XP per hour. Now we're on the final stretch, just 2 more prayer levels. And I feel we can put our rune armor to good use. Dragons have been slain for it, so it is only fitting to slay even more dragons with it. A bit deeper into Tavali Dungeon, we go hunting for blue dragons. While the green ones are easier to kill, they don't quite exist yet. But it's not that big of a deal. And that is 42 prayer. Well, do I go for 43 now? Protect from melee would be nice. We should be good without it. Surely nothing bad will happen. And it took long enough already to get all of these requirements in order. I don't want to wait any longer. With all requirements out of the way, and certainly no unsuspecting ones around the corner, we set off to the Guild of Legends. You there, guardsmen. I'm a champion of these lands, seeking to prove my mettle, to ascend to the rank of legend. Let me pass. First step done. Before we can enter this surprisingly meager building, we need to get a task from the Guildmaster, Radimus Urkel, to prove without a doubt we have what it takes. And our quest sounds simple. Map the Karazi jungle, an unexplored area at the southern part of Karamja. Additionally, we need to befriend the local population and procure a token of the friendship. This will be exciting. Trying to figure out when we need to use an item on a quest NPC to progress instead of just talking with them. This whole island is in a desperate need of a rework, but we shan't sway our path today. Yes sir, we will take on this quest. We get parts of an incomplete map, which we shall expand with papyrus and charcoal. Additionally, we need a machete to cut through the thick jungles. We even get given one in a nearby cupboard. Oh, we already have one. I cannot recall buying one in the past, but it should be in the bank then. First, let's head to Shallow Village to gear ourselves up. Strange, no machete. Ah, of course, we got one on our tool belt. This must mean that since the introduction of it, no player was able to reclaim a machete from a cupboard. Interesting, but I cannot remove it from the belt. Seems we need to buy one from the nearby general store. Now, I don't quite know what we'll need at this point, but this looks like a promising quest setup to me. Peak inventory. It's old school questing time. Our first and only hint was to talk with a forester south of here. Our efforts to track the jungle are welcomed, and it seems we can find a way by chopping and hacking through this dense forest. This takes forever. Better spur ourselves on by lighting a fire. That should give us some motivation to fell this tree sooner. And thus, we enter the wild Karazi jungles. Let's get to mapping them. I didn't forget to bring charcoal and papyrus, but I did not think that papyrus would be consumed. Shiloh village is still near. Better get a counter started on how often this trek through the woods has to be done. Now let's get going again. This should be western enough. And running past many wild animals and some natives without a dialogue option, we arrive at the eastern part. And that is the mapping done. This was surprisingly fast. I fear the part about befriending a local might prove more difficult then. We don't even have any lead on how to do that. Maybe the forester can help us once more. Surely they've gotten into some kind of contact with the locals before, and as luck would have it, she possesses some kind of item that makes a sound that attracts the locals. She's even willing to trade it for something interesting. I hope our map is interesting. Of course we have to use the map on her. How else could you ever think of progressing a quest? This is Karamja after all. And our reward for sharing notes is the Bald Roller. Back through the thick trees. We can use a strange device to attract the attention of a native, Fujo. Telling him of our goal to befriend the local population, he shares with us that his people are besieged by some evil spirit, which has corrupted a sacred totem pole of theirs. To unite the people once again, he plans to craft a new totem, but it can only be made from the wood of a sacred Yomi tree. Their shaman, Ungadulu, has seeds for this tree, but is being held prisoner by an unknown force in a nearby cave. Now that sounds like a solid lead. Rescue the shaman, get tree seeds, grow them, and craft a new totem. Off to this cave then. With your newfound agility knowledge, we slip down these mossy rocks. And there's the shaman. Trapped in a star-shaped wall of fire. Too hot for the touch, but not hot enough to stand halfway in it. Anyway, Ungadulu seems a bit out of his mind, both telling us to leave this place, but also to douse with flames pure water, which can be found on the surface. Odd, but alas. He stumbled upon a water pool earlier. I wonder if that's the one. Appears so. But without a container to store the water, this won't be of much use. Off to the bank it is. A mighty bucket should be sufficient to hold the water. Now just cut a reed to drain the water into it, and we should be good to go. No worries, shaman. Rescue is at hand. The water simply evaporated without doing anything. I must have missed something. Let's actually read the info box this time around. The water doesn't seem to be able to keep its special property after leaving the pool. Curious. Better ask Gujo for help here. And he tells us only a blessed vessel, made from the metal of the sun, can truly contain this water. And he even gives us a sketch, telling us to bring us the vessel to bless it. For the metal, however, he remains cryptic. We need to extract it from some rocks. I don't really know. Maybe we check in at the cave with the shaman again. There might be some hints. Ah yes, scraps of paper. Putting them together, it tells us that Ungadulu wanted to pay respect to his ancestors, but was taken over by an evil presence. Not very positive news. But we find a hidden path behind a bookshelf. Maybe that's where we find the sun metal. But a mighty gate blocks our way, requiring a lockpick. Now it's time for the first intermission. What I did not know prior to now is that the sources for lockpicks have been changed between 2003 and today. Originally, rogues in the wilderness had them on the thieving drop table, but with countless wilderness rebalancings, this was eventually moved on over to desert bandits. Quite similar in nature, but raising the required thieving level from 32 to 53. Back to Varrock it is to gain 3 more levels and then to the desert bandits until we get some lockpicks. Better stay around for 2. I never quite remember when we get consumed or not. Back into the jungle. And deeper into the hidden cave. Are you kidding me? It broke on the first attempt. Great! I only brought one with me. So back to the bank, back through the jungle. And now, please open. The other obstacles are of no issue. Some rocks which we shatter, a door that needs a big push, a very tiny ledge requiring a needlessly big jump, and at the end, that riddle in the wall. We need to place 5 stones of magical power, runes I suppose, here to unlock the next part. The spirit of man, the place of thought, 1 of soil, and 2 for rules all should know. Together they spell the word for basic sense. These sound like soul, mind, earth, and law to me. Smell. Seems right. And here our next intermission comes. Soul runes were rather uncommon back then. So uncommon that only the magic shop in the Yanil Wizard Guild had them for sale. Just a few coins then. If not for the magic requirement to enter the guild. 66 to be exact. For quite a while I dreaded training the skill, as I just don't deal any meaningful damage. Due to the extremely limited mage gear in Classic, and the many reworks the skill has underwent. But that is no longer the case. We finally have a stronger weapon. Behold, the mighty Ivan's staff. Now, instead of tickling these ogres with 20 damage air blasts, we nuke for 10 times the amount. This is going much faster. And here's 63 magic. Why 63 if we need 66? Wizard's Mind Bomb is coming in clutch, boosting us up the last 3 levels. Yummy! It's amazing how tiny this tower is. Supposedly rivals the Wizard's Tower, which is 10 times the height and has more than like 5 guys on it. But we are not here to complain, we are here for soul runes. Thank you very much. This door should cover all our rune needs for quite a while. And with that distraction out of the way, let's get back to Legends Quest. Please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Yes. Now put the runes into place as we're being told, and onto the next room. There are a bunch of stalagmites talking about crystals that used to be placed on them. Curious. And additionally, a locked door with an inscription, asking us of pure power and signs of the 4 elements. We've got spells to concentrate the elements into a shape. I wonder if that's the riddle. But how does that align with the rocks? Well, only one way to find out. Trial and error. Let's grab some runes and return to this jungle. Please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Now, let's enchant the door with some wood. Oh. We still need an unpowered orb. That's great. Now with the proper items, it is once again through the jungle and praying for sturdy lockpick. Alakazam. Open. Right on. But where's the next hurdle? A missing rope. Putting a lot of trust in our lockpick with this one down here. But I've also noticed that I didn't take enough gems. There are 7 stalagmites, but I only took the 4 regular gems, completely glossing over opal, jade and ruby. Now with also the correct gems. It is once more through the jungle, passing the lockpick check and placing the gems onto the pillars. If we use the wrong one, we just get a dialogue telling us it is incorrect. So a quick trial and error later, the final gem is in place. Magical. The book of binding. Telling us how to deal with demonic possession. Very handy. Alright, get Silverlight, prepare some holy water, and show this book to the possessed to fight the demon. Quite handy, but still no sign of our special sun metal. I think we should ask the helpful native for advice. I'm really getting the hang of this. Now then, what is the sun metal? And around at this time, it finally dawned on me. It's simply gold. I was wholly convinced that we needed some magical glowing ore from the deep inside of a cave, but no. Regular gold, that's the trick. Simply walking up to the anvil with a gold bar allows us to hammer a simple bowl. ready for blessing. Let's never talk about this again. Chop chop. Please bless this bowl. Thank you. Now we fill it with water and prepare some vials of holy water too. Requires completion of this quest. How odd. Well, we'll do it without then, I guess. It's getting a bit late, and I've been at this quest for so many hours now with all these intermissions and running back and forth. So we just siphon some water for our bowl, and it stays pure. With it, we can enter the flaming circle and confront the demon. If we actually do what the book told us. Use the book on him. There we go. Hello, demon. Time to die. Maybe 4 pieces of food is cutting it a bit short. Not even close. That's the last of this guy, right? Finally we can rescue the shaman and get our tree seeds. Almost forgot why we came here. We need a fertile patch of soil and some pure water, and it should grow in no time. Sounds easy enough. Strange. After taking one more sip from the pond, it dries up, leaving just mud behind. That's not good. We need more water to help the tree grow. Better ask for help. Here the later part of the cave comes in. To descend further into the depths, we need not just the rope, but also a potion of bravery, brewed from snakeweed and artigal. Both plants we had to gather for a jungle potion already. Of course Gujo cannot give us physical support here. Instead he bids us goodbye, as he's now busy gathering herbs. Not herbs for a very important quest that decides the fate of his people. Oh no, other, surely equally important herbs. Sure, we'll do it ourselves. Let's start with a potion. First some artigal. Then some snakeweed. And put together to a bravery potion. And with that, we take a reasonable inventory through the jungle, pray for yet more good lockpick RNG, and can descend further with a sip of our freshly brewed potion. A very steep ledge greets us. Insane that we had to train to 50 agility to make that jump. Even more insane that we can fail it. Oh. No matter, at least we're down. Gujo told us about previous adventurers sent here to navigate these caves, and judging by the roaming skeletons, they were mildly successful at best. Time to put them out of their misery. And we get a crystal chunk from them. Time to slay the other 2 as well. That is an awfully convenient furnace down here. Better check it out. It got small compartments to fuse something together. It's getting more and more convenient. And with a bit of heat, our crystal chunks turn into a lovely crystal heart. This block door will surely falter now with the power of love on our side. Or maybe not. Time to check out every interactable object. A rock that is most certainly in the shape of a dragon's head, which charges our crystal heart. That should do the trick. Just placing it here in this recess by the gateway. And we are through. A bunch of demons. But that's also the source of the pure water. This giant boulder blocks the flow. Let's push it aside. Ghost. And able to speak without wearing a ghost speak amulet. Not the first time this happened on this forsaken island. Eknet Zakin tells us that he was killed by a mate named Vialdi. He is supposedly also somewhere in this cave, and Zakin wants to get revenge for his murder. In turn, he makes the water flow again. Sure thing, buddy. At this point I'm ready to do just about anything to get this quest through. Just point me in the right direction. A direction we get not, but a weapon with which to slay him. I wonder if that blue hat we found at the top of the ledge could be a hint to the mage. It did look magical. Knock knock. Yes, it's him. Maybe we should have talked with him first. He gives us a bunch of hints on how to proceed. A bit late for that. He figured it out. Now die, cur. Your warnings that we've been tricked are surely baseless accusations. Back to the water, but trying to move the rock makes Zakin transform into the same demon that had previously possessed the shaman. Oh no! Whoever could have seen this one coming? Certainly not the very limited amount of food in my inventory. Here's hoping for the best. 43 prayer for Protect from Melee would sound very charming right about now. Come on, we can do this. Just a bit more good RNG. Not even close. Now we can finally return to the water and get a fresh dose of pure water while we're at it. Back to the surface. I'm a bit too worried about dying to a failed agility obstacle, so teleporting out of here it is. I mean, what is one more trip through the dense forest at this point? That looks like a good spot for a tree. And with our magic water, it should grow in no time at all. Who needs farming anyway? And chopping it down gives us a mighty totem pole. Now the final step is to place it in the ground and defeat the demon once and for all. But first, a quick trip to Caverby. We're pretty much completely out of food, so I'd like to get some good swordfish ready. That should do the trick. Now with a much cleaner inventory, this is hopefully the last time we'll have to go through here. I'm going to miss you and your surprisingly good woodcutting XP. Alright, this was the current totem. Placing a new one down should drive the demon out. Come get some. Hey, not fair. Stop hitting. I cannot do anything. Help. Ouch. Protect from Melee is becoming more attractive by the minute. The demon does not fight us right away, instead sending one of the previously slain adventurers from the cave at us. Stay down this time. Repeating that twice more, it is finally time to face the real enemy. We have plenty of food left this time around, so it shouldn't be an issue. For the third and final time, die, fiend. Yeah, curse us all you want. We won. Didn't expect him to go out like that, but it should hopefully be the last we've heard from him. And also, for the last time, we call Gujo to our side. With the demon slain, the people can once again gather freely. And as a reward, he gives us a handcrafted totem pole as a sign of friendship. Aw, that's what we needed for our quest. Take care, Bwana. I won't be coming back here for quite a while, I hope. Now it is time for a victory march. Guards, open the gate. I've returned successfully from my quest and demand an audience with the guildmaster. Displaying our totem proudly in the main hall serves as undeniable proof of our deeds. And we get rewarded by 4 big chunks of XP in 12 skills of our choice. Let's go for 1 in prayer to finally get the trifecta of protection in place, and the rest into a herb door. And accidentally 1 into woodcutting. Oops. But that is now quest completed. Wrapping up the final quest of classic RuneScape by becoming a legend. Before calling it a day, however, a quick tour of the building. We got a new shop that says cooked swordfish. A bit steep in price, but if you need some good food for upcoming boss fights, I'll make sure to come back here. Additionally, we can also upgrade our trusty black cape, stolen from a lonely highwayman, back on our quest to slay Elvark. Goodbye, my friend. But now the Cape of Legends is my new best friend. And that's about it. We can also charge some Dragonstone jewelry at this totem pole, but our crafting level is way too low for that yet. Maybe in the not so distant future of RuneScape 2. I thank you very much for watching, especially those that stayed with me from the start. I'll bring out a recap video soon, giving a more thorough review of what it is like to play just limited to the classic content in modern RuneScape. And soon after that, we jump right into the next few quests with a plethora of new content on the horizon. Until then, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.